Hello everyone, it's Ben at TV Parts today, and I would like to be your DIY TV repair guide. In today's video, we're going to be going in a little bit more detail about how to identify part numbers in our Vizio TVs. So, to get started, we will be covering Vizio mainboards. The most common layout that we see is a Vizio part number beginning in 756TX. We will have to locate a small white sticker that's stuck to the front of the mainboard. And in a lot of situations, Vizio will have a partial part number listed on this sticker. So we will have to apply the 756T before this partial part number to make the full part number. The next style of part number for Vizio mainboards that we're going to be covering is a part number beginning in Y838. Now, we do have to be careful here. These are a little tricky. When we look at the small sticker that's stuck to the front of the mainboard, we are only going to see the last 3 digits of the part number. It is also important to keep in mind that we will have to add an S after the 3 digits at the end of the part number. On the sticker on the board, we will usually see a different letter, but we're going to have to drop that letter and then add an S to make the full part number. There is a less common style of part number for Vizio mainboards, namely a part number that begins with 791 and then a decimal point. These can be tricky as well because what we're going to have to do is locate the sticker on the back of the TV. It usually has the model number on it, and we're going to have to locate a serial number. This serial number is going to tie back to a specific mainboard for your Vizio unit. Another less common format of mainboard part number is going to be a part number beginning in 6M03. This can usually be found on a small white sticker on the front of the mainboard. We are going to have to be careful with these part numbers specifically. There usually is another sticker with another number that starts with 6M03. What I would suggest doing is heading to tvpartstoday.com, punching that part number in just to confirm that we have the right part number. There are a few other styles of mainboard part number that we can find in our Vizio unit, namely a 10-digit part number that's separated by a dash, or a 12-digit part number separated by multiple dashes. For both of these parts, we should be able to find the part number printed on a sticker on the front of the board. These are the most common part numbers that we see come through our facility. If you have a situation in the back of your television that differs from something that we've covered here today, please feel free to reach out to TV Parts Today and we will help you out however we can. Next, we will be covering part numbers for our Vizio power supplies. For the most part, we can find these part numbers printed on a small sticker on the front of the board. The most common of these part numbers begin with an ADTV and then a string of letters and numbers. We do see some less common part numbers for our Vizio power supplies, namely a part number that begins with a 09 and then a dash. We also see some other part numbers beginning in 56 or 056 and then a decimal point. Both of these styles of part number we should be able to find on a small sticker on the front of the board. We also rarely see a 10-digit part number that is separated by a dash. And you very well could be running into a situation in the back of your television that we haven't covered here today. So please reach out to TV Parts Today with any questions that you have about identifying the power supply in your Vizio television. Lastly, we will be covering Vizio TCON board part numbers. For the most part, we do find these just printed, once again, onto a sticker right on the front of the part. We do very commonly see a TCON part number that begins with RUNTK. And you will notice there is a small ZZ that is printed on this specific TCON. We will have to apply that to the end of the part number to make the full part number. We also see Vizio TCON board part numbers that begin with 6871L. We do have to be careful as we will not always see the 6871L. Sometimes we could see a partial part number embedded into a serial number. There are a lot of different styles of TCON part numbers that we can see in the back of our Vizio unit from a multitude of different brands. As far as I can tell, Vizio does consider the TCON board to be a part of the panel. This means in a lot of situations, we are not going to see a Vizio specific part number for the TCON boards. But because they are from other brands, we can use the identifiers on those TCON boards to lock down exactly which TCON is in our Vizio TV. I know this can seem very confusing, but if you are struggling or running into any issues identifying the TCON board in your television, please feel free to reach out to TV Parts Today with any questions that you might have. That's going to do it for today's video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment down below, and we will see you next time.